Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, it's Abdur-Rahim reporting to you live from the dunya with some Quran and some Sunnah. Alhamdulillah. Last time in part 1 we discussed Surah Baqarah, ayah 8 and 10, ayah 8 and 9, verses 8 and 9. And today, inshallah, we'll be going over Surah Baqarah verses 10, 11, and 12, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi al-Quran al-Kareem. في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون. This has been translated to mean that in their hearts is a sickness, a disease, an illness. Meaning that the hypocrites, or the ones who think that they can deceive Allah by pretending to believe in Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this can be any one of us. This could be me. You know what I'm saying? No one is safe from hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? The only ones who feel safe from hypocrisy are the hypocrites. Alhamdulillah, and the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam knew this. So Allah says about these people, in their hearts is a disease. And because this disease comes from doing things with ill intentions or not being sincere in one's intentions, so Allah has increased their disease, because the more they do things with ill intentions or with the wrong intentions, the more sins they accumulate. And by doing that, and for every bad deed is a deed just like it, and for every good deed is a good deed just like it. So the ones who do their ibadah, their worship, their service to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who do it with good intentions, and that being solely for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not to show off for somebody else, not to pretend like you're doing something good, or not to associate anything in that ibadah with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and ultimately that's why we live, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah said, about making the beautiful law, talking about we're going to get a life for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah can give you a better life, an everlasting life. He can ransom this life that's a short amount of time, and even within that short amount of time, you don't know how much time you have. He's ransoming that from you. He's buying that from you with the hereafter, you know what I mean? So you have an opportunity to make a major purchase. You don't even know how much real estate you're going to get in the hereafter. For those who want to look at it from a business perspective, you don't know what your gift is going to be in the hereafter, but you know that if you enter the Jannah, it's going to be forever. That's more than we got right now, right? Because we don't know what we have right now. So alhamdulillah, that's a beautiful thing in itself. Not to mention, like I said, the other beautiful things about it, the fruit that you eat, the beauty of the people there, and alhamdulillah, and being able to do pretty much whatever your heart desires. We don't know what that's like. We don't know what that is. So Allah is bartering with us. He's saying, I'll give you that if you give me this dunya. If you give me this life, you serve me. Alhamdulillah, and you do the work of Allah, and that means helping people. First and foremost, that means helping people, you know what I'm saying? Because the reason why I want you to say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah is because I know that it will help you be a better human being. Be a better human being, period. So if I'm Muslim and it's not improving my character and my manners and things like that, then alhamdulillah, I need to check my intentions and ask myself, why am I doing this? Because La ilaha illallah, there's nothing has the right to be worshipped except Allah, Muhammad Rasulullah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. These things are going to make everything good for you. Not to mean that you won't have hard times, but these things are going to let you get rewards out of everything you do. So thus everything becomes good for you, because Allah is bartering with you for this life. You give him this time. Wal asr. Innal insani lafi khusr. By time, indeed, man is at loss. Allah saying, I'll take that loss from you. I can make you gain from that loss. Just give me that. I'm going to give you the hereafter as long as you do what I ask you to do. Alhamdulillah, you give me this life, you serve me. That mean, and I'm not asking for Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's not asking for Allah. He said, give me 5 salat a day. Alhamdulillah. 5 salat a day. Alhamdulillah. You know, we know how quick that can go. You know what I mean? Alhamdulillah. He said, don't associate no partners with me. That's first and foremost. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. And this is first because this is the key to all of it. This is the key to all of it. Once you begin to know who Allah is, and you begin to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Rasulullah, and then you love Allah for sending the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, alhamdulillah, you're going to be more firm on the principles of Islam. So after that, it's the salat. So we offer the salat 5 times a day, and you can do more. Alhamdulillah, you can do more and get more blessing. Allah is generous in that way. He's al-Kareem. Alhamdulillah. Pay the zakat. You know, pay a portion of your wealth. Give a portion of your wealth for the zakat, for the masjid, the Muslims. Give it for the Muslims. Alhamdulillah. Perform the Hajj. Make Hajj to the Mecca, to the Bayt. If you can, if you have the right to do so. And we can't forget fasting the month of Ramadan, because that's major, but that's only 1 month. And out that month, it's not like you're not eating the whole month. No, you're eating. You're just eating at different times. You know what I mean? You're just eating at different times. So Allah wants to see, can you change your eating habits for Him? Alhamdulillah. And you do this solely for the sake of Allah. And for you doing that, He's going to give you taqwa. He's going to give you gifts and barakahs. By you being true to that, you're going to earn the reward of Ramadan, inshallah, in this life and in the hereafter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like I said, He's al-Kareem. He's the most generous. The more you do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's going to reward you. But He's giving you things. He's making things obligatory for you, all good things for you. All things that are going to earn you major rewards, and they're easy things. It's not that hard. Don't let the shaitan tell you it's hard to offer 5 prayers a day. Alhamdulillah. Get them in however you get them in. Alhamdulillah. If Allah see you striving to get them in, He'll make it easier for you. You know what I'm saying? He'll make it easier for you. Alhamdulillah. And that's whatever you do. So the hypocrites, they can't expect this type of barakah from doing the deeds, because they're not doing the deeds with the right intentions. They're not doing them for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they're missing out on all those things we just mentioned. The Jannah and the blessings of this life. So they're missing out on that from Allah. They're missing out on that reward. They're losing a great reward by faking. And look how tough it is to fake. You know what I mean? The hypocrites during the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the companions made it hard on them. How did the companions make it hard on the hypocrites? By performing the ibadah. They wasn't stepping on their necks. They were performing the ibadah. They was the ibadah. They was racing to get into the ranks. You know what I'm saying? They was racing to do the good deeds. So the hypocrites ain't racing to do the good deeds like that, because they're not doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's exposing them. So they gotta try to do it that good too, just so they won't be exposed, because the Muslims was gaining power. So alhamdulillah, do the good deeds. You know what I mean? You get so much more barakah for doing it solely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than you do for just doing it for any other reason. Alhamdulillah. So that's what this ayah is warning us away from the sickness. You don't want to have the sickness, because it increases. This is the kind of terminal illness that increases, and it starts small. Alhamdulillah. That's why Allah says, you know, فَزَادَهُمُ اللَّهُ مَرَضًا. And Allah has increased their disease, because hypocrisy starts small. You know, you feel that little hate for whatever, for doing the ibadah, for your brother. You feel that hate for anything, you know what I'm saying? For anything, you know what I mean? You feel that hate, that dislike, that ungratefulness starts to seep in, and you become lackadaisical in your ibadah. Alhamdulillah, and ibadah is the best thing for you. So that's a sickness. When you're not inclined to do the things that's the best for you, it's kind of a sickness, especially when you know. Like if you don't know, alhamdulillah, then there's no sickness. But if I know that it's certain things I gotta do for the sake of Allah, fi sabilillah, certain types of ibadah I gotta do it, and part of that ibadah is doing it with the right intentions for the sake of Allah. So I know I have to do these things. Why fake it? Why fake it? You know what I'm saying? Why not, alhamdulillah, be sincere with it, do it solely for the sake of Allah. And if you struggle, alhamdulillah, because you're doing it for the sake of Allah, Allah's going to make sure you be victorious. He's going to make sure you be victorious, alhamdulillah. So the next ayah says, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ قَالُوا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ. And this has been translated to mean when it has been said to them, cause not mischief in the earth. Alhamdulillah, when these people say they believe in God, they believe in Allah, God or whatever, they claim their beliefs are, and this for Christians, Jews, Muslims alike. The people who say they believe in Allah, so don't make mischief in the earth. But they say the ones who faking, the hypocrites, they say we're not making mischief. Alhamdulillah, we are the good doers. We are the ones bringing peace, mostly home. You know what I'm saying? We are the ones trying to. We only come with good intentions to set things straight. You know what I'm saying? Sounds kind of like George W. Bush. Sounds like his campaign. We come to set things straight, you know what I'm saying? But I say, verily, they are the, alhamdulillah, Allah innahum humul mufsidun, walakin la yash'urun. It says, alhamdulillah, when they say that they are the ones who come to set things straight, Allah say, indeed, or verily, emphatically, you know what I'm saying? They are the ones, these are the ones creating the mischief, the separation, dividing the ranks, you know what I'm saying? Doing what they can to keep people from the knowledge of Allah and the religion of Allah and the sunnah of the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You know what I'm saying? Because these people don't, that's the only thing that can compete with, you know, any slogan. Whether your slogan is the American dream, whether your slogan is Jesus saves, whether your slogan is whatever your slogan is, alhamdulillah. The only thing that compete with that slogan is Islam, the love for people. You know what I'm saying? The love that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had for people, the ilm and the guidance that he had to help people's soul feel better, to help people's minds relax and calm. He wasn't prescribing drugs to people. He wasn't prescribing drugs because, and if drugs were good, alhamdulillah, Allah. Maybe he would have sent the message prescribing drugs to the people, but he wasn't prescribing drugs for people. Drugs come with a side effect. You look at every drug, you know, it's a give or take type of thing, and you never know what you're giving or what's being took from you when you experiment with drugs or things like that. But that's what doctors do, they give you drugs. But the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was a different type of person. He was the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so he had the wahi, and he was giving people something that was not only good for their life or their hereafter, it was good for their total being. It made them feel better as individuals. It eased the mind. It's medicine for the mind, because I know that Allah is ar-Razaq. Allah is going to provide for me. He's the one who created my teeth. If I stayed in a laboratory forever, I can create teeth that you can plant and they'll grow. Your teeth grow through your gum lines like a plant almost. You know what I'm saying? Then they fall out, then another set grows. So alhamdulillah, this is like, whoo, this is miraculous. And it's a major ingenuity, but it's simple for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But he did that. He's al-Razaq. He gave you that. And he gave you that to chew with. So he's going to provide you with food. You know, relax, trust in Allah. Tawakkatul Allah, alhamdulillah, trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you have those things, you know what I mean? The hypocrites or the non-believers, the kuffar, they don't want you to see that. They don't want you to see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the answer to all your problems. You know what I mean? Not to say you're not going to go through things, but you're going to go through things with a healthy mind and a healthy soul. And that's going to make you reap the reward from that, because you're doing it for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you know what Allah has for you is better in every way, far better than you can even imagine. So it's a motivation there to be sincere in your deeds, to do the right thing. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. And it says about those people who say that they only come to make peace, it say they are the ones creating the mischief. You can swear by that. Alhamdulillah. It's in the Quran. Alhamdulillah. I swear by Allah that they the ones making mischief. Because Allah said it. The ones who say we only come to set things straight, to bring peace, to make peace. If we don't come in, it won't be peace. Alhamdulillah. They're the ones creating the mischief. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that in the Quran. And that's right in the Zay. Alhamdulillah. Then it says, وَلَكِنْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. And they don't even know it. Perhaps. But maybe they don't perceive it. And that's the illness. That's the illness right there. That's what we have to be careful of as Muslims. Because you can be a hypocrite and not even perceive it. Allah says, وَلَكِنْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. Perhaps they don't even know it. They don't even know that they are the ones creating the mischief. That's why I tell my brothers, be careful how you use the Quran, how you use the Sunnah, the Hadith. Get the ilm. But be careful how you use it, because if you find yourself dividing people, creating mischief with your rulings, you know, your whatever you do, the way you carry the people, if Allah give you ilm, be gentle with the people, let them come in and pick the knowledge from you. Alhamdulillah. If you're unapproachable, they're not going to come and pick knowledge from you. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard, it's a fine balance to find, because when Allah gives you ilm, like He gave to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ilm, alhamdulillah, and He asked him to increase him in ilm, He gave him ilm, so he know he has to get this to the people. Alhamdulillah, but every person is different, and it's an urgency for people to have it. So I know my brother's zeal. I know all our zeals on the same way. It's an urgency. I see the urgency for the people to have the knowledge. And when I give it to them, alhamdulillah, like Allah gave it to me, or the next person gave it to me, I want them to act upon it because of the urgency. But we have to realize that if they don't act upon it with the urgency, you make dua for them, and you be patient with them, and you continue to show them more good, embrace them. Alhamdulillah, show it to them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they'll tell you, I learn better from seeing than hearing. You know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah. I'm one of them. Show it to me. Show me what your religion is about. Alhamdulillah. And perhaps I will believe. You know what I mean? This is the mentality of the people. Even though they say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. You know what I'm saying? We have to show them the beauty of Islam every day. A brother is a mirror to another brother. So when I see a brother or a sister doing beautiful deeds and with beautiful character and good manners and these things of these natures, alhamdulillah, it empowers me. It makes me feel good because I'm seeing the beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a reminder, alhamdulillah. It's a reminder. So show the people the beauty of Islam. Alhamdulillah. Don't be the ones that's on the down low causing mischief and you don't even know you're causing mischief. But it's because of you that the brother might not come to Jumu'ah. Alhamdulillah. It's because of you that the brother he may have missed a few salah. And he wants to come to the third one, and he might not come because he don't want that, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to be rubbed the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to feel like he done something wrong. And the shaitan is going to be on him, telling him, yo, don't go to this salah. You missed two already. Don't go. They're all going to look at you like, where was he at earlier? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to feel like that. That's the shaitan on him. But he might not know it because his ilm not there. But if your ilm is there, then you will know what the shaitan is telling him, and you'll make it easier for him to overcome that shaitan by saying, brother, come on, get in the ranks. Alhamdulillah, it's good to see you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Every salah is a struggle to get to. Alhamdulillah. Every salah is a struggle to get to because the shaitan don't want you there. So it's going to put barricades and all type of things to keep you from there. And your time and your occupations and your relationships, whatever the case may be, alhamdulillah, every salah is a struggle to get to. And I say that to say that you have to be doing it for the sake of Allah, because that's what's going to give you that added boost to get over the hump in whatever you're struggling with. Alhamdulillah. So these ayah are very important because it gives you characteristics of hypocrites and hypocrisy and this disease and how it increases, and also tells us the most important thing as Muslims about hypocrisy. It can be me. It can be you. It could be any one of us. Any one of us can be a hypocrite if we're not constantly seeking refuge with Allah from that. You know what I'm saying? And monitoring our hearts. What's in our hearts? Why are we doing the good deeds? Why am I at the salah? Alhamdulillah. Why am I doing this lecture? Is it fi-sabilillah? Is it solely for the sake of Allah? Alhamdulillah. Or am I looking for popularity and things like that? These are the things I have to ask myself. And you have questions that you have to ask yourself, and you have to be true to yourself when you answer them. Alhamdulillah. That's ikhlas. That's ikhlas, and that's what the crazy people might not have. You know what I mean? They or the people that is talking about in these ayahs, وَلَكِنْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. These people might not have the ability to know that they're not being sincere to themselves when they question themselves about why they're doing things. Alhamdulillah. If you lying to yourself, alhamdulillah, this is a mental illness. This is a spiritual illness. This is a devastating illness. Alhamdulillah. So you always want to be sincere about your intentions. Why am I doing this? Ask yourself, why am I doing this? And answer it sincerely. And if your answer isn't solely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then key in on that. Focus on doing it solely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And keep that focus throughout the ordeal, throughout the deed. Alhamdulillah. And I'll say this and I'll finish it up. Keep that focus throughout the deed, because Shaitan is crafty. So when you do a good deed or you do something for somebody, you do something for one of your brothers, a Muslim or a non-Muslim, alhamdulillah, you feel good about it. And you want to kind of, I won't say gloat about it, but you want to share it with others. And there's nothing wrong with sharing that good deed with others. But why am I sharing it with others? Right? Alhamdulillah. This where the riyah come in at. This where the shirk come in at. This where not doing it solely for the sake of Allah comes in at. Why am I, you know what I'm saying, sharing the good deeds that I've done with others? Do I want them to say, oh, you did a good deed? Pat on the back? Alhamdulillah. Or do I want to give the glory to Allah and say, alhamdulillah, look how beautiful Allah has made my life, the opportunity that He has given me to do a good deed. And I was able to do it, alhamdulillah. And alhamdulillah, may Allah accept it from me. Alhamdulillah, may Allah place me in a position to do more good deeds. Because every good deed ain't beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that separates the hypocrites and yourself from the true, the one who's really doing things solely for the sake of Allah, from having the right intentions and the wrong intentions. Is every good deed ain't beautiful. I can't always give you $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I can't always give you what it is that you want. Every good deed is not beautiful, and it's not gonna be easy to do. Meaning, I'm not Bill Gates, so I can't just give you $1 million. Alhamdulillah, that's not easy for me to do. Alhamdulillah. At the same token, sometimes a good deed might put you through some hardship to do it, and these are the best good deeds. Alhamdulillah. These are the best good deeds that shows the best taqwa. That's why the companions, they used to look for the good deed to be able to do it. Alhamdulillah, even if it was just learning the religion, learning more about the religion and studying it. But every good deed ain't easy to do. Some good deeds are harder to do. And one of those good deeds that may be harder to do is just loving your brother or loving your sister. Alhamdulillah. Or doing your best, alhamdulillah, in all your relationships and your business relationships and your marriage, you know what I'm saying, your family relationships, you know what I'm saying, the ones who have the rights on you. You know what I'm saying? Doing your best to fulfill those rights, you know what I mean? That don't mean you can do everything. That don't mean you can please everyone, because the one who's trying to please everyone, this is the one who's not doing it solely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, and that's part of the problem. Do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it won't be as heavy, because Allah is going to help you lift the burden. Alhamdulillah, believe me, His help is going to come, and He's going to help you lift the burden. So reflect on these ayah and surah Baqarah, and always reflect on the Quran, and always reflect on the Sunnah, and recite it. We can never recite the Quran enough, and think about it. We can never do this enough, because this is the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's the best book on earth. Alhamdulillah, it's right in the Zak, you know what I mean? People have yet to find something wrong in it. Allah talks about one more last thing. Allah talks about the metals and Surah Al-Kahf that we read almost every Friday if we can, alhamdulillah. He talks about the metals. Alhamdulillah, when the people asked Abdur-Rahim to build the wall, and he said, "Bring me iron and copper." You know what I'm saying? And he melted them down. This is science because this story took place a long time ago. And Allah says in the Quran, he melted them down. Told them, "Bring me hot iron, hot copper." He melted them down and he mixed them. These two metals mix, and when they mix, scientists say that, now scientists are saying that's the strongest material. That's like the strongest of the metals. You know what I'm saying? When these two come together, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this to Rasulullah in the Quran, in Surah Al-Kahf, when Dur-Khanim built the wall for the people. He said, "Bring me this," you know what I'm saying, and melt it down. So it was some science there that this is a strong metal. It's in the Quran. Alhamdulillah. So read the Quran. Research the Quran. Alhamdulillah. Allow it to sink in, to reflect upon it. Alhamdulillah. Beware of how you react to the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you. You know what I'm saying? Use it to do the good deeds. Race to do the good deeds. Alhamdulillah. Use it to treat people right. Use it to make people say, "Man, I want what that person got. I want to be Muslim." Man, look at the brotherhood, man. Wallahi, I've seen some brotherhoods where the brotherhoods be so tight and brothers know that I'm not lying. I see some brotherhoods where the brotherhood be so tight it make the people who don't know who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, who don't know about Islam, who don't know about the message of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, say, "I want to be a Muslim. I want to be a part of that brotherhood, part of that jama'ah." Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. This is how beautiful Islam is. So come with the beauty. Come giving gifts. Alhamdulillah. Giving gifts, because you deal with people on that level. A lot of people that don't have knowledge of Islam, they're on the physical level. They're concerned. Their main thing is the dunya and how to survive in the dunya. You know what I'm saying? So come bearing gifts. And then, give them the gift of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Give them the spiritual food. Alhamdulillah. Give them the religion. You know what I'm saying? And they'll want more of it because it's pure. And Adam was created with a need, the human beings created with a need to be sustained by that which is truly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the purest things. You know what I mean? That which is purely from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The sunnah of the Rasulullah is that how you get that pureness. You have knowledge of how he did things, and he did the best that could be done. He did the best that could be done, alhamdulillah, as far as what came after him. Nobody's going to have the type of ibadah that the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had. So alhamdulillah, but we know what he had, and we know how to emulate that, and we can do it. And the more we do it, the more other people will see what the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was about, how he was, and the more people will love it just like we loved it. Inshallah. May Allah guide us all and keep our feet firm and increase us ilm in it. Help us to do our deeds with the proper intention, solely for His sake, without any showing off. Alhamdulillah. May Allah make it easy for us to enter the Jannah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Like and subscribe. If you have questions, please hit the comments and ask some questions. It's cool. We're talking about Islam. We're talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran. When you do that, the angels gather around. You know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah. So ask some questions.